What up, what up? It's Garage Gym Homie, and today I'm talking about my journey with TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. Is it worth it? Before I get into this here, please click the subscribe button. I got content coming out every day for you now. From supplement reviews, health food reviews, gizmos, gadgets, goodies, all sorts of good finds for you fine folks out there. So click subscribe and let's get into this. All right, this is an important subject. I hope you're all gearing up ready for a high stim Saturday. Whew, okay, so the reason I'm talking about this is because my channel is all about transparency. It's about being open because I've been through a decent amount of stuff in my life, and it seems to me that sharing stuff with people, let me just say this, keeping stuff inside that is important to me and part of my journey, it's ruining opportunities to be helpful to people who are possibly going through the same thing. And when you share things, people know they can come to you who are struggling with the things that you've overcome or that you're going through or been through. So I find it really important to talk about my past, my present, and it's my dang channel, so I'll talk about whatever the heck I want. Quit monkeying around, let's get down to freaking business. So this is the deal. A lot of you know, probably, if you've been following my channel, I'm a recovered addict, alcoholic. When I got sober off everything, heroin, crystal meth, I was IV heroin, crystal meth user. I came home from Los Angeles to Michigan. I'd been in LA for 7 years, running a freaking muck. I came home and I got sober, went through the 12 steps of AA. I had to, part of my recovery, part of the program, making amends, I had to turn myself in to go to jail sober to clean up warrants that I had from the past. So I did 6 months in county jail to clean it up. And when I was in county jail, I noticed that I'd just gotten sober. I had no energy. I had no sex drive. And I was kind of walking around like a zombie. Like I felt like life was taken out of me. Like I was just going through the motions of life. Now, I got out of jail and it kept going like that, And I thought it was just part of the detox process of coming off heroin and crystal meth. I thought that it was gonna, like, oh, I'm just detoxing. I just feel kind of like junk. I have low energy. It'll come back, da-da-da. So after about a year of being sober, it didn't come back. I was walking around just like a freaking zombie. It was, I can't explain it anymore. It was like I was just living life, but I didn't feel like I was there. I was masturbating just to prove that I could. That's how low my sex drive was. It was really bad. I gained a bunch of weight in jail. I didn't know at the time it had anything to do with testosterone. When I saw my doctor, my family doctor, who I've known as a little baby, he said, why don't we check your testosterone? So I checked the testosterone. He's like, oh, it's kind of low. I was like, kind of low, what are the numbers? I didn't know anything about the numbers. I had to do a lot of my own research. It was at like a 290. So it was super low, if any of you know about testosterone. So he's like, why don't we try and bring it up? So the deal is, heroin, which is a super, this is what I can figure. Heroin, which is a super depressant and destroys your hormones, and crystal meth, which is a super stimulant, which does the opposite and destroys it the other way. The two of them and all the years of doing these drugs, plus when I went to county jail, for 6 months, they fed us nothing but soy. All the meat they had replaced with soy. I think it was a cheaper way of feeding us. Had destroyed my endocrine system, from what I gather. And I talked to my sponsor, my AA sponsor, who I tell everything to. I mean, he's my one human lifeline that I could tell anything to, besides you fine folks, of course. And he tried to help me. He's like, let's try and bring it up naturally. The doctor didn't want me to do anything. He's like, let's try and bring it up naturally and see if the numbers go up. We'll retest you in 3 months. So my sponsor was hooking me up with these Beverly products, Quadracarn, ZMA, things that help with testosterone supposedly, maca root powder, all these things that he did. I was working out. I was trying to get rid. I was losing the belly that I got from being in jail. I was like 190 pounds with just a belly. I was going to Powerhouse with my brother. I was lifting weights. I was doing all the right things. Of course, the doctors never tell you how to bring it up. They just say, oh, we'll see if you can bring it up, you know. So after 3 months, I got it tested again, didn't go up. It went up to like 320. 3 more months, got it tested again. By now, I was already like, I want to go on something. I want to go on a supplement, you know, maybe it would be the right idea. So I went to the doctor and he said, we'll put you on a supplement. And he said, have you thought about the gels? And by now I'm doing a little bit of research and I was like, okay, the gels. So from my research, I found a lot of people have bad experience with the gels. First of all, they don't absorb well. You can rub them on women and give them a freaking beard if they touch you too soon. They're just not the most effective. And when I called my insurance company, it was like $600 a month with my insurance. Anyway, I was convinced by now with the research I've done that the shots were the best route for me, that they're the most effective, you know the dose you're getting in your body, da-da-da. Now here's the part I didn't know. My doctor told me that by being on testosterone for a year or two, it would bring out my body's natural ability to produce testosterone. Now, come to find out later, of course, as you probably know, most of you know this, testosterone shuts down your body's way of making testosterone. It did the opposite of what he said. He's like, oh, you'll be on this for a year and hopefully it'll help bring your body's natural testosterone. It shuts your endocrine system down so your body relies on it instead of making, it's just like heroin. You put enough heroin in your body doesn't know to release the happy chemicals anymore. It relies on the heroin. It's the same concept essentially, except with hormones. So anyway, he started me at a dose, 100 milligrams every 2 weeks, bring it back up. Okay, I was going in the office every 2 weeks and they would give me the shot themselves. Every 2 weeks. Then he brought it up to 200 milligrams every 2 weeks, 14 days. So this was all trial and error. Then he's testing me. My numbers are getting better. The numbers are getting better. 600, whatever. I'm in the 500, 600. I'm in normal range again every 2 weeks. So this is what the doctors don't know, the family doctors. First of all, they always test you. They always test your levels the day you get the shot, right before you get it, so they see what it's at, it's the lowest. A good doctor will not just check the lowest, they'll check the highest too, they'll check both, so they know your peak and your low, so they can kind of get an idea where you're fluctuating. So my doctor would see me at like a 400, 500, be like, okay, you're normal now. Come to find out, testosterone, well, I'm gonna get into that. The point is this. It got low toward the end, so he'd up me to 300 milligrams every 2 weeks. And I'd be like, okay. So what was happening was I was going through this effect, this roller coaster. 300 milligrams, oh my God, my testosterone is crazy high. It's like insane. Not that I knew on paper, but I felt it. I mean, I'd be going down the freeway on a 70 mile per hour and freaking, dude, I'd look down at the speedometer and I'd be going like 95 miles an hour. Like testosterone made me like, it was like adrenaline and I didn't even realize it. I'd be up, there were sleepless nights where I'd be up, it just felt like a surge of adrenaline going through me. So the point is, to back up, Before I went on testosterone, it was not an easy decision. It wasn't like, oh, I just want to get on testosterone right now. Dude, this took a year of trying to bring my levels up, talking with my sponsor, praying like from the deepest part of myself to God to make sure my motives were right. What were my motives? Was I just trying to get on testosterone to, because it was all about lifting weights and working out? Or was I genuinely trying to feel better? I had to make sure that my motives with God were right, and with myself and with my sponsor. And between my sponsor and God and myself, I decided my motives were pure. I felt horrible with 200 and whatever the heck testosterone I was at. And they tell you this range. They're like, oh, you can get 340 testosterone, and they'll tell you it's normal because these family doctors just look at a chart from 300 to 900, and they're like, oh, as long as you're in there, you're normal. But dude, 300 is normal 320 might be normal for a man, but a 90-year-old man. So it's not like all of this I've had to do with my own research. So I was lucky enough, so I was going through these ups and downs, and they wanted to change it to once a month. I was lucky enough, thank God for some YouTube channels. There's a channel called the Anabolic Doc, and there's this guy named Noah who made his whole channel about his journey through testosterone. And I was able to get good information on my own to find out, dude, testosterone, less is more. You're supposed to do it more frequently, smaller dose. More frequently. So it was a blessing when my doctor retired and went to another practice. He was just doing infectious disease, because I found another doctor that actually listened to me. He actually listened to what I told him would work for me, because I was able to see through other people's experience. So I lowered it from 300 to this 200 something to 150, a small dose. Small dose once a week. No ups, no downs. Just straight like this. I don't have any ups and downs anymore. This has been a long time now. I've been on testosterone for 6 years. I've been on testosterone probably 6 years now. I don't know if I'll ever get off. I'm going to talk to you about that. But there's no peaks, and it's all smooth now. Smaller amount, more frequently. That's what the people who I found on YouTube, who I actually trusted. I mean, if you watch these guys, there's no way you're going to know that there's a sweet spot you find. And this took years of trial and error. And the family doctors, it's hard because a lot of them don't know about it. And a lot of these clinics you go to, they'll just jack you up. I never did anti-estrogen, all that craziness. These clinics will put you on 3 different medications. They see a lot of bodybuilders, they just jack you up on. Less is more if you actually need testosterone, and it's not for bodybuilding purposes, anabolic, which for me it's not. Sure, do I think it's a perk that it's contributed to my exercise, my workout? Absolutely. I'm not going to come on here and say it's probably done nothing for me. I'm sure it's helped me in a lot of ways. It's given me good energy. I don't feel anything but normal. I feel like back to myself now. And also I administer the shots to myself. When I switched doctors, I was very hesitant because of my past with needles to give myself shots, because I just kind of cringe now about needles. But they're like, we don't do that at our office. We don't administer it like my old office did. So I just did it. I alternate cheeks once a week so it doesn't get too, like used up in one. I alternate, give it to myself. Simple, it takes 2 minutes. And dude, it's been a freaking blessing for me. It's brought me back to life. My sex drive feels healthy. I'm gonna make videos about sex to me and what I've overcome with sexual, like all that crazy trauma from my past sex life, and just where I've come to have a healthy sexual mindset. But it's definitely a conflict for me being on testosterone. If it was presented to me at the first that being on testosterone, I might never get off, would I have still gone on it? there's a good chance I still would have. All the information wasn't given to me. There's still a chance I might have gone on it. And I don't know that I'll never get off, but I know that it is a head thing. It is screwed up in the head. It's like, could I imagine getting off right now? No, it would be hard to, because I'm used to it. I know how it makes me feel like myself, and I know where I came from, feeling like a zombie. And 6 years later, it's kind of terrifying to think I'd pull it out, you know. So I'm happy on it. I know that it ruins maybe your chances of having kids, but I know there's fertility medications you can take that will bring it back out if I decide I do want to have kids. It wouldn't be difficult, I don't think. But if I was given all the information, I probably still would have gone on it. And it's definitely a conflict, because I come on the channel and I preach about pharmaceuticals, you know, antidepressants, you know, COVID, and I'm on a pharmaceutical, you know. And I was gonna make this video for months now. A few people on YouTube tried to call me out, say I wasn't being honest, even though I've never even freaking touched the subject, denied it, or said anything about it either which way. You're not gonna find any video where I said I am on it or I'm not. I might have brushed it off and not commented, but it's my, dude, I wanted to make a video explaining my experience with it before making a bunch of statements about it. So here I am, and you know, testosterone has been a really good thing for me. I know my motives have been pure on it. I stay at a very low, 150 milligrams per week, and it works really well for me. It's like I found my sweet spot. So if any of you ever see doctors out there, make sure they're giving it to you frequently so you don't have the highs and lows of it, and a lower dose is definitely the most effective dose. So that's what I got for you, man. Hit me in the comments if you got anything to say. I still talk to my sponsor about it. We still, and just so you know, he is a world champ bodybuilder who's had his own experience with it, you know, not on the legit side of things, but he knows about it. So he was somebody I could talk to about it and get, you know, good information, get his blessing to be on it, because my sponsor is not the kind of person just to tell me to mindlessly take something if I don't need it. So between me, him, and God, it's all good that I'm on it to me. And I just wanted to share that with you. So that's what I got. That's it, man. Garage Gym, you're not gonna come on this channel and say Garage Gym Homie didn't freaking give it to you straight. You ain't gonna come on here and say that, man. I'm gonna give it to you straight always. Together, let's get this dang muscle. God bless all of you. I'm out.